Fighting back, Harry takes a painful punch from Camilla's son. The truth about the romance between the king and queen is revealed. Prince Harry's, son of the queen consort, has publicly defended his mother in response to statements made in his books. The Sussex claim that the queen consort led an effort to facilitate a union and eventually the throne, stating that when from a podcast episode of The Press Officers she vehemently defended her mom from inside Parker. No matter what anyone says, I believe change is happening and it wasn't the end. That's what happened when he married the one he adored. Prince Harry made some startling allegations about his stepmother, saying she gave it up to bolster her own reputation. Harry also revealed that the Prince of Wales pleaded with his father not to dock. He said Camilla wasted no time in crafting her long-term plan, describing it as a campaign for marriage and eventually the throne. Later, Harry called Camilla the bad guy and said she was dangerous in a press release supporting his book. She said that while she was working to repair her reputation, the bodies were dumped during the upcoming coronation discussion with host Emily and John Parker. Bowles said her mother had a tough job on the historic occasion, but said she never complained. Anyone would probably feel uncomfortable one day with so much historical significance, but I believe I would be petrified if I had to somehow dress in old clothes. He may be 75, but you know it's hard, but he never filed a complaint. Just do it. Proceed with it. Parker Bowles was asked if he finds it strange that his mother is now queen. There was a rumor about Parker's innards. It's an old story. This Aussie has been making a living for years pretending to be Charles and Camilla's illegitimate child, who was adopted by another couple. Apparently, he claims that when his grandmother, who previously worked for the Queen in some sort of domestic capacity, I believe, was on her deathbed, she had told him that he was the son of Carlo and Camilla. This is his only proof that he is Charles and Camilla's son, other than claiming he looks like them like millions of Britons do. He also claims to look like Prince William. So maybe she's also descended from the Spencers, and it doesn't matter if the old lady suffered and never made those claims before. I don't think Prince Charles ever met Camilla at the age when he should have lost his virginity to a South American woman he was introduced to by his undergraduate master at Cambridge University. He would have been over 17 when he was at Cambridge. He wasn't 17. One can understand that it must be painful for an adopted person to never know who their biological parents were and to hope that their biological parents were famous or wealthy people. Similar themes are part of the plot of novels such as Oliver Twist. If you can't find wealthy relatives, then the next best thing is to have a secret benefactor. As in Great Expectation, he has been making these allegations for several years and has demanded that the royal family take the D-test. But of course they are unresponsive and acknowledge no complaints. Otherwise, every lunatic on the planet would claim to be related to them and get their 10 minutes in the tabloids. Of course, there is nothing new in this sort of thing. Hundreds of years ago, there were claimants to the throne like Perkin Warbeck, whose claims were remarkably similar. There are hundreds of stories surrounding Carlo and Camilla's love affair, including of course their own children. Says a direct insider, it is said that when Charles was not allowed to marry, she went on with her life and married him. Now ex-husband. Charles is said to have begged her not to marry him. Maybe Charles wanted to play the long game and turn someone else down, but he couldn't be accused of plotting for the crown because then she would have stayed with Charles. What would it be like if Charles didn't get married? Would he go on alone or would she come as a lover or girlfriend? Did Charles want to marry Camilla before she and Will were born? Why should he give up his happiness again? Also, Camilla didn't wear white to their wedding, but Meghan did, and I hope this marks the start of the year of judgment, not reconciliation, folks. Another said, I still think Camilla and Charles are meant to be together. Very tragic in itself. I never really liked it and even thought for once that it was an intimate look at what she achieved in the years since she became a British royal. All she did was support the late Queen and now King Charles, and that's what it means to be a member of the royal family. Meghan, the fact that she acted like an innocent dewy-eyed virgin at her wedding wearing an off-white dress should have been a red flag for all of us at the time. That kind of set me off, but I thought, okay, this is a historic moment for Black people, so let's just give it a moment to shine despite protocol. No, my intuition was correct. This person is a big problem for the royal family. Returning to Camilla's story, a source said. The insider is that it was Lady Susan Hui who called Camilla and begged her to contact Charles because his marriage was such a rotten mess that he had become so despondent he was in desperate need of someone to cheer him up. Her husband, too. Parker Bowles was a notorious womanizer and ladies' man, as he was ostracized by high society. Away from her, he is a great friend of the Princess Royal. They enjoyed a brief romance back then and can often be seen racing together. Some say it was Diana, who left with her married bodyguard, who was quickly reassigned, and then with the dashing James. We will never know who left first. But I think it's fair to say that Charles is never emotionally detached from Camilla. What do you think of Camilla's children openly defending their mother and the king and queen's scandalous romance? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section.